Hey there. I apologize. I was trying to see the message that Calvin sent me because we were going to do his update today. And then when I clicked the button just to read it, it kicked me off. So come on back in here. I'm not going to answer no more messages. No, nothing. Nothing. All right, come on back in. I apologize. I was trying to answer a text message. I think I'm going to have to go ahead and get a second line. What you think? A third line, let me say. I'm going to have to go ahead and get a third line because, you know, this multitasking and trying to do everything from one central hub is a little difficult. It's a little difficult. So come on back in. Hey there. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Cookie B. It's only 5:01. Come on in. We was only a minute late. I was trying to answer the text message. Sorry, D-Lo. Sorry, Kelly. Sorry, now. I was trying to answer the text message from Calvin. Excuse me. I'll get to that later because I think he said something. That he was trying to read it to me. All right, now. Had me thinking it was something else. I apologize. All right. So let me go ahead and start this. I see that we got some people coming on in. Come on into the room. Let's get this conversation started. All right. I think that's you, Godiva. Hey, Godiva. Hey. I apologize. I won't mess with the phone no more. So as you guys know, usually I try to start us with something positive. I want to have a drink, but hey, Piggy Boop. I'm not going to have a drink because I'm going to do a dry June. So I'm not going to drink any alcohol for 30 days. I'm already doing you take the cold pressed castor oil from the glass bottle and you put it on a heating pad and you put it on your side by your liver to detox your liver and all that stuff. So I'm doing all that because I need to stay healthy. I have some stuff I'm going to talk to you guys about, but give me one moment. The drink is strawberry lemonade by Simply Lemonade. There's no shirt today because let me tell you, I was out there working in the yard again today. And I just said I'm just gonna put on a nice little outfit. I felt a little special because my yard is looking so nice. So I'm going to do probably, hey D-Lo, come on back in. I'm probably gonna do live from the yard so you guys can see how I'm sitting out here. But right now it's hot weather. It's 90 degrees, but that don't bother me. That don't bother me at all. So what we're gonna do, hey there. I found some more cards. These cards too are by Cheryl Richardson. These are Grace cards. And with the Grace cards, like I said, it's just something to start the day off, start off positive. We're going to start the weekend off positive. So I just shuffled them all while I was coming on here. So give me one moment because I'm going to pull a card, and I'm going to pull this card. Yes, 103 today. So the card I pulled today is Illumination. Believe in the power of grace. When we least expect it, a new door will open and the light of grace will illuminate your next step. Illumination. So that's our card for today. Illumination. Let me put this right here. Also, as you guys, with everything that's going on in the world right now, let me get through these birthdays because and then we're going to talk about some stuff. Today's Black celebrity birthdays. It is Keith David's birthday. I think he played in Greenleaf. He was the pastor in Greenleaf, the daddy in Greenleaf. Singer Elder Barge's birthday is today. Albie Shure's birthday is today, as well as his son Quincy. Isn't that something? He got a son. I think they say his son is 35 years old, born in 1991. His son Quincy's birthday is also today. Faison Love, the comedian, born in 1968 from the film Fridays. He was Big Worm. His birthday is today. And also E.J. Johnson, Magic Johnson's, I was going to say Magic Johnson's son, but she transitioned, so she is living her life as a woman. Birthday is today also, born in 1992. Today in Black history, let me tell you this. I saw this the other day. 1972, civil rights activist Angela Davis was acquitted from all charges, including murder, kidnapping, and criminal conspiracy by the San Jose, California jury. Her high-profile trial sparked an international chant. Y'all remember? Free Angela Davis. Free Angela Davis. In 1963, after a black airman from the Offutt Air Base was denied access to a swimming pool in Peony Park, Omaha, Nebraska, the NAACP Youth Council launched peaceful protests. These efforts helped bring the end to the park's segregation. So that's today in Black history. Also, those are today's Black celebrity birthdays. Now, this is something I want to bring up also because I want to let you guys know, and I'm not trying to start on a sad note or anything like that, but tomorrow is definitely not promised to you. And I was on my Facebook page and happened to come across a post. And when I came across that post, the post was one of my step-in friends. Her name was Ginger Jackson. She passed away. Now, I didn't know she was sick. I don't know how she passed away, but she is no longer with us. I happened to look at her post, and the last time she posted, "Hey, Sebastian," was March. But she was a person who had just recently retired. I want to say she had to be like maybe in her 60s. She used to go hiking all the time. And when she was going hiking, she would have so many pictures and they would be beautiful. Oh my gosh. She would go everywhere hiking. And a lot of places that she went, when she posted, there's this one, and I want to say it is in Arizona, where you're in the mountain, or you're in a cave and you can look up, but you have to hike to see it. So I was a little down about that because we also had this running joke as we would be in the step-in set. She was a young lady, very nicely voluptuous shaped. And she would always say, "Cookie, what you doing here with your big boot? You go on the other side of the room." So we would also laugh because whenever I see her, I'd be like, "Oh, you on the wrong side of the room. Going back to the other side of the room." So condolences to Ginger Jackson. I feel really, really, really bad about that because tomorrow's not promised to you. Then Peabo Bryson has passed away. And then life is just too short. So as I was getting ready to recap, of course, when I recap, we talked about it. I apologize and thank you guys so much for hanging in there with me on Tuesday, because I don't know what happened. We couldn't get Will on because Will was telling us giving us some great information regarding a retreat that he went to this past weekend. And we were here for it, to hear about the information. And, we couldn't I don't know what was going on. Me and Kanai did a couple of tests. I tried to clean out my phone. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was something on his end or my end, but we will get that information. Get that information, let him tell that story, because when we last talked the week before, the question was, and I also got a lot of hits on this on TikTok, because it was like, what's on average, how many times you should be having sex? How often should you have sex with your significant other? And I didn't care how you broke it down, whether it was weekly, monthly, I didn't care, or daily. And when I put that on TikTok, the part of that conversation, it was like 700 and something. Kanai told me people were just like, shoot, every day. Older couples were saying, oh, and there was some people saying, well, as you get older, you get into, issues. People have erectile dysfunction, women have menopause, vaginal dryness. So, you may not be getting it in as much, but there was a lot of responses. So I was kind of happy about that, and just thinking that I'm going to keep that momentum going in regards to the conversation that was happening. Yes. Now, I know that I was going to say this because I was pulling some of my cards, and I have this book, Spencer Leak. Yes, I was getting ready to say that too, Piggy Boo. Thank you for bring that to my remembrance. There's a famous funeral home in Chicago, A.R. Leak Funeral Home. And Spencer Leak passed away at 56 years old. He was, a little bit younger than me. But also, Mr. Leak, his father, was one of my Masonic brothers, as well as my dad's Masonic brother. And that is also where we had my mom's funeral. So Tomorrow's not promised. Please, please, please take care of yourselves. But I had a question because I just know tomorrow's not promised. I lost my train of thought because I was thinking about my prayer call this morning. And with my prayer call this morning, me and it was only 2 of us on there this morning, and we were talking about, yes, he passed at 56. He passed at 56. And we were talking about death, more or less death. And in the passing or death, she was telling me, and I became very grateful and went into prayer also. She said, Cookie, I'm really glad that you decided to step out on faith. You decided to enjoy your life because, as you guys know, and we always hear that saying, tomorrow is not promised to you. So you have to live for today. And that doesn't mean live recklessly, but it means live for today. She had recently retired from AT&T, so she was a baby Bell also. And I want to say she hadn't been retired that long. Maybe let's say 3 years. I'm not sure. Please don't quote me on that. But I know she hadn't been retired that long from AT&T, had worked at that job for years. I want to say over 30 years because she was past that time. And that's always been one of my things that I don't like about, I guess, getting old and working. Because I've always said, and I said this on the show before, retirement age should be age 60. No matter who you are, it should be age 60, period, when you can draw benefits from the government. The reason I say that it should be like that is because of examples like this. There are so many people that, life is being cut short. Or you work on a job for 30 years, you retire, and then the higher power has a different plan for you. I don't know, Pam. Pam, I want to say if I'm 58, Ginger had to be at least 62 at the most. She didn't look her age at all. Believe me, she did not look her age at all. But I don't know if she was sick. I don't know how Ginger passed, but I'm just shocked. I'm like here today, gone tomorrow. I'm just shocked because we think about the good ones. And we only know when it's our time, when the higher power, the universe, God says it's your time. And we always have this saying, gone too soon. And I think about that, especially with everything going on in the world today. Some people that need to go, still here on earth. Yeah. She had such a kind spirit. Yeah, Pam, I don't know. She used to kill me because I don't think she's even 5 feet, but she always, dressed nice, wonderful person. I'm just in awe. Like, to open up my Facebook and read that, like she's gone. Like I couldn't believe it. And like I said, it wasn't like we was close or anything like that. But it's just that, when you see her at a stepping set, we always bantered each other. And she, and both of us would just do like that. Get on the other side of the room. You get on that side. And we just laughed. But I think about that too, because the people that you wish, or you not wish it, but the ones you say, what, that person is pure evil. Why is God sparing them? Why is God sparing them? And y'all know, I don't say goodbye. I say good journey. Yes, your song. Oh yeah, I'm going to talk about that too, Mark. I wrote that down. Your song, say good journey is nice. We have to live, y'all. Let's just live. Tomorrow's not promised. Same here. I only say, I try to stay positive. I do slip up from time to time because I will say some shit. And that's just me. That's just part of my personality. But, I can only say positive things about her. You're right. I can only say positive things about her because she was just such a good person. She was. But I also, in hearing that, like I said, Peebo Bryson passed away. Hey there, cat. Peebo Bryson passed away. We just got so many people that are no longer with us or ill, or if you are ill, go to the doctor. Tomorrow's not promised. Like I said, I don't know if she was sick. I just know that based on all that I saw, to me, it was just like she just went to sleep and just didn't wake up. Now, I know when we do our prayer call, we always say, God, somebody didn't wake up this morning. Somebody's wondering, why did you take my mother, my father, my sister, my brother, my husband, my uncle, my child, my cousin? Somebody's always praying that prayer. But, unless it's by a divine, some other hand, and I can't even say it's by some other hand, because even in the evilness that goes on in the world when people are killed, it's still divine guidance. It's still a plan that's still orchestrated by God. Some of that stuff I don't understand, but I digress. All right. So with that being said, I was thinking today was a good day. Like I said, I cleaned up my yard, but I was also thinking about love. I was thinking about the conversations that we have been having regarding sex and relationships and all of that. And I'm getting excited. Hey, Karen. I'm getting excited because, I told you guys I'm going to a singles event that is going to be at Sunset Park. So it's going to kind of be outside. There's going to be speed dating. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. And I can't wait to tell you guys about it on Tuesday. One of my girlfriends, Ty, she was asking me, girl, what you going to wear? Put on a sundress. Who knows? Who knows what I'm going to wear? I don't know what I'm going to wear, but I want to look presentable, but not giving too much. Mark says the purpose of living is the experience. We've been delegated authorship of our existence. That is right. That's right. Don't say the word intimacy. Oh, girl, you're right. But I just want you guys to live. I don't live it like they say, dance like nobody's watching. I planned on doing that, and I did that for my birthday, and I'm going to continue to do that. Kat says a person needs to live their dash. I would rather go into retirement than to go in while I'm still working. When it's your time to leave, you're getting up out of here. Yeah. You're getting on up out of here. And your granddaddy said that. I'm sorry I had a moment because I think about your granddaddy and the stories you used to tell me, Kat, about stuff he used to say. So I had to take a moment. I apologize. But yeah, tomorrow's not promised. So you guys, please live. Don't have any regrets. I don't regret posting. I was not boasting when I was celebrating my birthday month. I was just saying I am having a wonderful time. I would think, like I said, at turning 58, oh my gosh, I just lived it to the furthest. I pray that it's not my turn yet. But, God, if you see fit, there's nothing I can say. My affairs are in order, so that's okay. Now, I came up with this game that I found called Substance. And it's so funny because there are 3 different categories. There's vulnerable, there's intimacy, and then there's mindfuck. And it's so funny because the first card I pulled when I said, hey, we supposed to be getting an update from Calvin. Calvin was not able to give us an update because I think he's on his way out of town to Temecula with the new one, but I got to finish reading the text message. I don't see, what's his name? I don't see Will in here yet because I'm going to try to go live because I want to know the information that he told us about, that he learned at the retreat with his wife after they were celebrating her birthday and they went to a retreat. So we wanted all of that. I was here for all of it. But the first card I pulled, y'all, this was hilarious. Not hilarious, but this was funny. Because the first card I pulled when I thought about this, it says, and I'm going to ask you guys this question. What is the one goal? I don't say goodbye. I say good journey. Yes. Mark has a song about that, Cat, and I'm gonna post it on my page. The card that I pulled. What is one life goal you hope to achieve before passing away? Now, it's funny that I pulled this card because, like I said, she was in my spirit because I'm like, wow, she passed away. I couldn't believe it. Even Peabo Bryson had a young wife. He also has a young son. I think his son is like 8 years old. And now he's gone, it's just so many good ones that have left us. And I'm just, tripping on that right now. But the card I pulled was, what is one life goal you hope to achieve before passing away. Now, when I went on this journey, I have to tell you guys, when I went on this journey to live my life according to God's purpose, meaning that, God, I knew you didn't put me on this earth for all my life to do what I was doing. And I knew that I felt in my spirit, in my being, that there was a greater purpose for me. So I decided to make a life-changing decision, retired myself from my job, and decided to pursue what I like, which is meaning that I love talking to you guys. One of my goals is I love to have a platform, a talk show or something like that. I don't want to say the next Oprah Winfrey, but I don't want to be controlled by anyone except my audience, meaning that I want to do this for you guys. But when they say, what is the one life goal you hope to achieve before passing away? Nana says her life goal is to go to Paris. Being rapture ready. Yeah. Like I said, Karen, when you came in here, I was thinking about that. Because as we sit here and have this conversation, you think about the good ones. And I've shared this story with you guys before because my dad fell 30 feet to the concrete. You guys know that. But then too, my mom passed away of pancreatic cancer. And I was thinking, like, he had his accident in 2004. She passed away in 2013. She took ill in 2012. But it's just amazing because I was thinking, like, I would have preferred, like, God, you should have took my daddy before my mama. You know what I mean? Not in a bad way, but I was just thinking something like that. But then you think about everything that's going on in the world right now, with somebody being almost accidentally shot in the ear, and with the stealing of the money and all the things that he's doing. Why you won't take him? Guess it's just not his time. Captain said motivational speaker. Yes. That is also one of my goals that I want to achieve before passing, is I love to be a motivational speaker to girls age 13 to 18 and even beyond, because not that I've been through a lot, but I want to be one of those girls, one of those women that they can talk to, that auntie that they can come and talk to, relate to, or educate me, because sometimes when you're having a conversation, I don't claim to know everything, but when you can talk and give somebody that sense of security, that's what I want to do. Sebastian says, being a service to others, like it or not, we serve. Yeah, we do. We do in one way or another, but it's an enjoyable service. It's an enjoyable service that, we have to enjoy. I also pulled another card because I pulled a card about intimacy. But then the next card after that I pulled says, what is something you want to accomplish before death? Now, when it says before death, accomplishing something before death, I want to be able to have traveled at least before I pass. I want to travel to at least 4 different countries. So I want to have that. I want to accomplish traveling to 4 different. Hey, Matt. Hey there, Matt. Matt, can you go live, Matt? And then Pam says, I asked why he's able to screw our world up. I asked the same question. And that's amazing because the book that I read called Let Them and Let Me Mind My Own Business, this is truly an example, because you just say, let them. And that's just what Congress is doing. Letting him fuck up the whole world. I digress. On today's episode of Conversation with Cookie B, we are talking about love, life, and death. Today's topic, love, life, and death. Sebastian, you want to retire? Well, okay. I have a question because we talked about love, and I'm glad you came on in here because I need to talk to you, Matt. Matt is one of my cigar buddies. And he too has a love story that's worth hearing, and I'll save it because I want you guys to be able to hear about it. I'll go live in a little bit. Oh, okay. Yes, I want you to come on here, because let me know when you're ready, because I'll bring you in, because I want you to tell your story. Y'all know I love love. But I also have to ask you guys a question. Because today's topic is love, life, and death. So, how can you tell when you're falling out of love? How can you tell when you've fallen out of love? Now, that was the intimacy card that I pulled, and I asked myself that question because I felt that I started falling out of love when I started losing respect for you. When I started noticing that your words don't line up with your actions, I started, okay. Yeah, I started, no. I love to hear about love. I love to hear about love too. Matt, let me know when you're ready. So when you're ready, I'm going to click it so I can bring you in because I want to hear your story and I want to, I've shared it, but now they can put it to your face. Detachment. Yes. Pam, this was the question. How do you know? How can you tell when you're falling out of love? Now, I do. I start questioning, or when the phone rings or when you call and I see that name on call ID, I breathe like, oh shit. You know, you start losing respect. Sebastian says, we are all letting them destroy this world. It's more than the 1% that's making world policy. Yes, that's back to the carrot man. Yeah. Drive around North America with Kelly in a motorhome. That, oh my gosh, that is nice. Something you want to accomplish before passing away. Driving around North America with your wife in a motorhome. Let me tell you something, Jay, and I'm going to expound on that. Kelly, it is the best thing in the world. I went glamping, as I told you guys, and I tried to, I can't even express how I felt about being out there one with God and nature and seeing mountains that water has receded, you know, letting nature take its course. Wonderful. So if you guys can do that, Kelly, don't knock it. You can do it. You can do it. Let me grab this right here so I can see the rest of y'all comments. Crystal said, hey, Crystal says your words don't line up with your actions. I know that's right. Yes. How can you tell when you're falling out of love? Yes. Pam says, when the person touch you, you cringe. Ooh, that's another one. That's another one. I can honestly say when that phone ring and you looking and you go, you know, when you don't want to talk to them. Karen says, my sons are good, but make sure my daughter is financially stable and have a mate that is in her corner like my son's wives, because they're in good hands. You are at her baby shower and confirmed. You were at her baby shower and contributed to her in 79. I love that. I love you for that, my sister. Wait a minute. You got to tell me who that is. I was there. Girl, you got to tell me who that is. Yeah, the carrot man. That's what I called him. Yeah, because I didn't want to say his name. And then all of a sudden they kicked me off the live. Kat says, Jay, her husband wants to do that too. I think it's wonderful. I can honestly say that I'm going to research how much. I don't know if I can drive the camper. I don't think if I get a big camper, but I would love to have a camper and just go back out there and just, you know, whatever. Drive around North America with Kelly in a motorhome. Yeah. Kelly is his wife, Crystal. So he's going to drive around with his wife and they're going to hit different states. I would love to, Marcella. Girl, Karen, it's a small world. It's a small world. It is definitely a small world. But you guys, I'm just, like I tell you guys, I'm so amazed when the universe answers my call. And like I said, I shuffled these cards and I had the vulnerable, the mind fuck, and the intimacy. And when I was pulling the cards, I said, y'all acting like Miss Sealy, Mr. doing his business on me. What? Where does that come from? I had pulled these cards. The one was from intimacy. And it was the one about how you tell when you're not in love no more. And this is just amazing me because today on Conversation with Cookie B, we're talking about love, life, and death. Now, okay, so Matt is getting ready to join me right now because I'm going to let him tell you about something because about a man truly waiting on God, a man who is truly after God's heart. And I think I told you guys this story in about 2, 3, 4 episodes ago, but this is the person I was talking about. And when talking about him and bringing him on, hey, Matt, it amazes me because I was trying to figure out how he do that. How does he do it? Matt, can you hear me? Because, Matt, I can't hear you. Can you hear me, Matt? Because I can't hear you. And I don't think my people can hear you either. You cringing on your man. Yes, I misplaced my special chocolates, man. You start falling out of love when you notice the alignment has moved and no one is trying to realign it. That is correct. Jay, that's excellent the way you put that. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. My audience can't hear you, Matt. I can see you, but I can't hear you. Do you have earphones? Matt is trying to come on here, y'all. And I'm looking at my other one. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get him to figure out why we can't hear him. And I'm frozen again. I wonder why I can't hear you, Matt. Okay. Matt, do you have earplugs? Matt, are you on an iPhone? Turn your audio on, Matt. And you may be because you're in your car, and in your car, if you're driving, trying to go live, your car won't let you do it. You may have to sit still. He hung up. I think he went away. Okay. Matt was going to tell you a story because Matt is a man that's truly after God's heart. And he has truly, we talked about this. We were saying, what do you do when you're trying to wait on God? What do you do when you're trying to wait on God? And what if you meet someone that you feel is the one for you? What do you do when you have someone that's the one for you, and then they don't know or they're not aligned with God just yet? So you're waiting on them. All right, let me try this again. Here we go. I'm adding you, Matt. Yes. Hey, Will. Come on, Matt. Let me see, is it going to come on? Because we could see you, but we couldn't hear you. Okay, it says adding, Matt. So I'm wondering, okay, Matt, I see you coming in here. Can you hear me?
Oh.
There you go. Wait, I heard something. Matt, can you hear me? He went in, I can hear. Did he disappear? Why is it that it won't let me be great? It won't let me be great. Well, I was giving you guys I thank you for your patience, but I was giving you guys the backstory. It went on for a little bit, but I don't see him anymore. We can't hear you. I was giving you guys the backstory because I think we talked about this a while ago where a man that was truly, yeah, me too, Karen, heard him for a second and then he was gone. He was truly a man after God's own heart, and he's in love with a woman and is patiently waiting for her. Did you hear me? He's waiting on her. They say when he that finds the wife finds a good thing and finds favor in the Lord, he's really waiting on her. Delo says, I fell out of love when there was no effort to connect. Did not want to get counseling and would refuse any of my suggestions to improve things because he thought everything was okay. So I let him. All right. Yes, the video is fine. Matt, we can see you, but we can't hear you. Yeah, he's still there, but I don't know what's going on. Okay, let me see. What is this one? Now let me see his hey there, Trina. So now I got Will coming in.
Yo,
Will, I can hear you.
Did that help at all?
I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you. Hey, Miss Cookie.
Hey there. Okay, since we waiting on Matt, Will, I'm gonna let you just go and start off. What happened at the couples retreat?
So let me just say this, and I gotta say this. Matt is a good dude. That's my dude. Like I love that dude. Like he's a good dude. So I
Yes.
hope you guys get to share his story and talk to him because I'm telling you, there's not many men that I could be like, you know what, that's a good dude. But when you told me who it was, and I put it together, that's my dude. So
Yeah.
absolutely. But
Yeah.
couples retreat was phenomenal and a lot of good discussion. It was a Christian couples retreat. So we went with our church group and our men's group. And I'm actually on my way to the men's group now. But man, when I tell you, we started asking them numbers and them questions, and they were like, "Uh-oh." So I asked the same questions that we ask and we talk about. So number one, how many times is a good expectation? And so, like I said, based on the couple, except for this older couple that were in their late 60s, and they both agreed that anything less than 30 is a below average month for them. And after I got up and I shook his hand and I was like, when I grow up I want to be like you, I just had to congratulate them for what they were doing, and we were all in awe and inspired. And so she gave us some comments.
Please, sure, if you can.
Right, and I can share most of them, but she said things that you've said in the past, that a hungry stomach will get fed.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Fix your man below. Don't let your man leave the house hungry, because there's always somebody out there with a bologna sandwich.
and so it was a range of things, but she focused on that. I think she was 66 or 68, 67, but she focused on that, and she spoke about that, and I thought that was really cool. He said you got to be spontaneous. Like they got this thing, it can go down anywhere in that house. So this all where they reinvented themselves after they became empty nesters, and they found themselves together and not knowing each other, because they were so focused on the kids. So kids were gone, and it's like, hey stranger, and he said, I looked at her and she looked at me and was like, okay, you kind of cute. And he was like, yeah, you kind of cute. And that cuteness kept going. So it was really cool to hear that senior married couple really talk about it, right?
Now let me ask you this. Now there's a couple that said anything less than 30 times a month
is below average for them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There were a lot of people, when I said it, got a little touched, but then I said, now y'all think about it, and they thought about it and was like, okay. Now what I'm talking about is that 7-minute stretch. Now that's look it up, look at the data.
Hello,
but
hello.
I heard Matt.
Matt?
Hey, can y'all see me?
We can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. I guess as long as you can hear me then. Can you see me or no?
I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Well,
give me one moment, Matt. Give me one moment, Matt, because Will is educating us on how often should you be having sex with your significant other or your husband or wife.
All right.
And he went to a couples retreat. So go ahead and finish.
So we talked about time, and so I basically told the group, I said, so the average time is 7 minutes. And first everybody was like, no, and then some people like, and they started thinking about it, and of course it was like time yourself and all that other stuff. So this was the follow-up the next day. When I tell you, I had so many couples walking up to me and was like, you were about, that was about right, 7 to 10 minutes, right? And I say that to say, when we talked about the argument of we don't have time. When I'm
Yes.
talking about ladies in general, we don't have time. I'm tired. I got to do this. I got to do that. You're basically telling your significant, in this case, spouses, that you don't have 10 minutes. You don't have 10 minutes to reconnect because, again, the cookie is a connection for a man. It may be a short-term connection. It may be a long-term connection, but it is a connection. And like an iPhone or an Android, we need to plug in and charge often to get that battery level up, right? And that connection.
That's a great analogy. That's a great analogy. Now, but I want you to go back to what you said, because that was one of our conversations with connecting. When you said the average is how long?
7 to 10 minutes is average.
7 to 10 minutes is average. If you don't have 7 to 10 minutes to connect with your significant other, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's definitely a problem.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
and so it made more sense when that couple was saying, oh, well, we 30 times and all the other stuff. Like, you get it then. It's like, okay, well, yeah, because y'all going 7 to 10 minutes, get it in, get it out, and everybody good. But the point I'm saying is, if you really break it down and you take all the crazy equations out of it, spending that time with your significant other and relieving the excuses and figuring out and the concept, one of the concept that we left with, and I've had it before, it's called yes and. Right? And what that means is when you start talking about like, hey, can we spend some time tonight and I want to blah blah blah. What if instead of saying no or finding an excuse, male or female, that you guys respond with yes and. And what I mean by that, if you say, okay, so I'm, hey, after dinner, we gonna wash dishes and we can get together. And if you say yes and, what are you thinking tonight? Did you want lingerie or did you want this? If the woman's asking you, if you say yes and afterwards, can I give you a massage and help you go to sleep? Right? It's what more can you do to spice it up to show that you're really not just trying to satisfy yourself, but satisfy the other person. And the last point I'll make, and Matt, I want you to take over, my God, but the last point I'll make is when they talked about and truly meant, when you talk about doing the extra for your spouse, when you talk about in every aspect of your relationship, especially in a godly relationship, pleasing your partner more than you're pleasing yourself. Now think about this concept. If I'm trying to please my wife and I'm taking it to the 100, right? I'm going 110%. And she's trying to please me 110%. And our focus is pleasing the other person in every aspect, whether it's, hey, let me help you with those dishes, or tonight, you know what? Like, I'll tell you an example. I take for granted a lot where my wife gets up in the morning and she usually makes breakfast and it's simple stuff. And I said, sweetie, I realize you get up every morning and you make coffee. And I'll drink coffee sometimes, or sometimes I'll have juice. I said, but I realize you do this special formula for your coffee, so I'm going to come down with you this morning, and I want to learn how you make your coffee, so tomorrow I can get up and make coffee for you, so you can get that rest. And it's just that little bit more, because I didn't know that, and I couldn't explain it, because if I wanted to go down and make her some coffee, I couldn't, because I don't know how she wanted it. And she'll be nice and polite, because she's a great wife, and she'll say, oh, this is great, and drink it and it don't be great. So I want to know how you make coffee the way you make coffee, so I can give you exactly what you need, from the 2 tablespoons, the 2 shots, and that other thing that she put in it, so I can please her. That's the yes and, right? So that little piece, but I'll pass it back to you, Cookie. But yeah, I'll get with you and talk about some other stuff. But it was a great retreat, very much reconnecting.
I thank you. Somebody said, "Come on, Pastor Will." One pastor said, in a marriage, try to see who can outdo the other. Well, I don't know about that concept, but what Will just said, it resonated in my spirit and my soul, because I would be like, you want to learn that person. And that's the thing. And I hear a lot of women, and that's what and I'm only saying this because of some friends that I have that be saying, because girl, I know my husband. Because, girl, I know my man. Because, girl, I know. Do you really? I'm just asking, and I'm not saying they don't, but I just be like this, okay. But to know that if I could have a husband, it'd be like, baby, you know what? The whole house love your pancakes, and I just can't make them like you. So let me learn to make them like you, just in case I need you. That is excellent. That is excellent. Thank you so much, Will. Now, Matt.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Let me tell you. Yes, I can hear you. You guys, let me give you just a little bit. Matt is the man person that I spoke of who says, who I know that is truly a man after God's heart. And he has a significant other that he is in love with. Can you hear me, Matt?
I can hear you.
Okay. That he's in love with. And he really told me that he's waiting on God. So I want you to pick it up from there, Matt.
Oh, okay. Well,
Has there been an update?
There's been an update. I'm gonna have to get with you on that.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get
are we
with you
still
on
talking
that.
about the same person?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give you an update when I see you. So I
Okay.
won't update you now, but when I see you, I will.
Yes. Hey, Tiffany. Go ahead.
So, yeah, me
I want
waiting
you.
on
Well, let me
God,
say
right?
this. Share with me about loving a woman that you guys met at the right. You may have met the right person, but at the wrong time.
At the wrong time, yes. Yes,
okay.
Exactly. I'm, as I told you, I personally know, and I personally feel that, when you know that you've met your person or your forever person, your soul is going to let you know, when God sends you that person, you're going to feel it. You're going to be at peace with it. Right. And it's crazy because it's just like, I have, besides God being my peace, I have never felt at peace in, I guess you could say a fleshly presence, right? As far as like a significant other, one that basically, it's like, I guess, when everything just feels like, I guess I could say it like this. As a man, most people think, oh, okay, we're tough, we're all this, and we're built to sustain, right? But it's like, when I feel safe with a woman, when I feel safe mentally and emotionally, that's when I know that that's my peace right there. I
now,
don't
Matt,
have to.
There is no right or wrong. You are not being judged. Tell it to me like you sitting here. We having a conversation. Talk to me, because I'm telling y'all. If y'all heard, oh my God, go on, Matt, go on.
Man, let me ask you this real quick. Are you saying when you feel vulnerable, like when you get to put your guard down and you can be vulnerable with that woman, that's when you know you're in that safe space?
Yes, exactly,
Okay.
Exactly. I can be completely vulnerable, and that's it's like the world goes away, right? My nervous system basically sighs, says, I can rest, whether it be, a touch, a look, or just being in the presence of that person, and with this woman, like I told you, Miss Cookie, that, I love this woman, right? I love her with every fiber of my being, with my soul. And
but how is it to love someone that you can't be with right now?
That's one of the things, right? Because I could love you from a distance. And at this point, in this waiting season, I have to prepare myself, right? And I have to be able to, listen to God and listen to his, his instruction to be obedient. And I have to be obedient, right? Because if I can't be obedient, without her, how am I going to be obedient with her? My job, as far as, once I receive her is to, cherish her, love her as Christ loved the church,
Wait, I got one for you deeper, man. I got one deeper for you. And people forget this all the time.
What's
you got to
that?
remember, man, she was was your girlfriend or wife. So how do you
But
treat a child of God?
Wait, you went
so,
away. Go ahead.
yeah,
Say it
yeah.
again, Will.
Say it again.
I said she was a child of God
Mm-hmm.
before she was your girlfriend or wife. So
Mm-hmm.
how do you treat a child of God?
And this is, I treat her, I treat her as, I guess, like I told Miss Cookie, when I prayed about it and everything, and we've had our problems, our struggles, and when I surrendered her back, I said, I told God, I was like, I give her back to you. I wasn't ready for her. you know um I prepare me, and I'm asking you for her hand, just like I would ask any father for their daughter's hand. you know I was like, I'm asking you for her hand, but prepare me in order to receive her.
Wait, hold on. Matt,
Yes, ma'am.
say that one more time because that touched my spirit. You said, come on.
That I asked her for her hand. And
You
I
asked
asked him to
who?
prepare me. I asked God for his daughter's hand.
That's what I want to hear. He
Asked him
asked God for his daughter's
yes,
hand.
for his
And in
daughter's
the
hand
meantime,
to
mm-hmm,
prepare me, to receive her. And it's funny because you know one of my sisters from church asked me, how long are you willing to wait? And I said, as long as it takes.
now
Because
that was one of the questions that my audience said, well, how long is it going to wait? Or what do you do while you waiting in the meantime?
you prepare, you work on those things that you need to work on. You work on being able to express. Like me, I'll say it, I have issues with communicating.
Okay.
I have, I can express my feelings, but sometimes I have problems with my words. It's something that I suffer from. So it's something that, like, I have to really take the time to process what I'm going to say. And the communication part is what I have to work on, right? Because there were times where she felt as if I dismissed, what she was saying, or if I was trying to one up her, when that was never my intent, right? So, I had to explain to her, I'm like, I'm working on my communication. That's something that, I recognize within myself, and just that's one of the biggest things, right? I mean, because I can express my feelings, I can express how I feel, and I know, approach is one of the things I'm worked on, addressing certain situations, but a lot of it is processing, right? Being able to think about what I'm going to say before I say it, especially when it
Now,
comes to. Say
Matt,
again?
I want you to tell me about the list she gave you.
So what's that?
The list of the things that you needed to correct.
Oh, yeah. So we had a conversation, and during that conversation, I literally had a pen and a pad, and I'm writing. I asked her, what are things that that I need to work on,
Mm-hmm.
and as she's explaining it, I'm writing these things down because I truly take her words. I value her words, and I take her words to heart. You know, um, to show her that, hey, you know what, I'm listening. I don't just hear you. Like I'm listening to you. I'm taking your words into account, and I'm taking your words seriously because that's what you mean to me. Um, and that's one of the things that I have, continued to work on. I've worked on those things. I mean, because it's only going to, it's going to show her, and it lets her know, hey, this guy is all about me.
Now, I have a question because one of the people in the audience says, but are you waiting for the one that's not really for you? God's timing is always right. Ours, however, always try to make it right. So, in other words, do you believe that she truly is, or you truly are waiting for her, that she is the one?
I believe that she is the one. I really do. God's plan. I mean, I'm not going to question his plan.
Okay.
I'm not, and if he puts this upon me, upon my heart and my soul, that's how I know. I'm not going to question him. I'm not, I mean, it's, so that's what he's placed on my heart, and I've literally asked him, take, if she's not it, take these feelings away. Take these feelings away. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I don't want to have these feelings for her anymore. But they won't go away. They're still there.
They won't go away.
They won't go away. It's there. I mean, I cover this woman in prayer daily. I cover all day, every day. And I cover her son in prayer. I cover her family in prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, loving her from a distance is it hard? Yes. But in my heart, I know that we'll reconnect.
Oh, okay.
It's right now, separation has to happen if you're not ready.
Well, they say if you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, It was never meant to be. Now, exactly. Mark says, waiting for divine intervention to clear the path, set the boundaries, or handle tough calls just leaves a person standing still.
Then I'll be left standing still.
Okay.
Then I'll be left standing still because, look, it's like this. I have faith. I have faith. Okay. I have faith in this, right?
Because there is always a saying, be still.
Mm-hmm. Be still.
And know that I am God.
Exactly.
So in doing that, like you said, you're waiting for the divine intervention to clear the path, and you are. You're left saying, okay, be still.
He'll set it up. Exactly. He'll set it up. He'll set the situation up, for us to cross paths or for her to reach out to me, or he'll let me know, hey, reach out to her. But if I go and I put my hand in this, then I'm not trusting in his work.
Now let me ask you that. How do you know the difference? Because sometimes it's just you.
Real quick, Miss Cookie, Matt, I gotta go because I got Bible study, as y'all know tonight. But in the men's group. But Matt, it's always a pleasure, brother. I'm gonna pray for you. I promise you in the next 10 minutes, because I'm walking in the church and I got you. Miss Cookie, I appreciate you. Matt, I'm gonna see you soon. I hold our favorite hole in the wall. But Matt's a good guy. Hey, if the Lord is telling you that and you follow in your heart, that's all you can do. Because man, that's a blessing. That's a blessing to even hear him. That's a whole nother story. I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Thank you, Will. Thank you, Will. Talk to you soon. Okay, so now that's the question, because now somebody else is asking. Mm-hmm. You feel strongly because she gives you something, whatever it is, but God's will is not to shape into a person from someone else's design. Do not change yourself to fit the ideal. Went away. To fit the ideal for someone else. You'll be in my prayers, my brother. It says she's going to pray for you.
I really appreciate it. And you're right. You don't mold yourself to be the person that person wants. I'm being molded into the man that God wants me to be. He's definitely his plan for me is insane. It's I'm just waiting for him to reveal it to me. He's worked on me on an accelerated rate. When I say accelerated, I mean accelerated.
Okay.
So, he's definitely working on. He's definitely shaping me to be the man that he wants me to be. And that's a godly man. That's obedient to his word, that puts him first. A man that asks for permission before I do anything. It's like it's
And you know
I
what? And
can't.
that can be hard. That can be hard. Even Mark says, I don't want you to be the man drowning, asking for God to save him. So that can be a metaphor all in itself. And I know that we are now at 6:01, and I apologize because, we normally go to 6 o'clock. But Matt, I am going to ask you to please, please, please come back on the show because I want them to hear the whole entire story like I did. I mean, what you can tell because I surely. Well, good afternoon. I truly want you to, I truly told them that you are a man after God's own heart, and we really do want to hear your love story. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been this episode of Conversations with Cookie B. I pray that you guys have a wonderful weekend. Matt, I thank you so very much. Will,
you.
I thank you. Thank you for all of you that are tuning in. We will have Matt as well as an update from Calvin on his love and Matt's walk with waiting for divine to bring his wife to him. So we just know that this is all going to be in due time. Sebastian says, I am myself. If you don't like it, who I am, we both in trouble. You so funny. I want to thank, yes, it's over. We started at 5 o'clock. Nice to meet you, Matt. Matt, you are now part of the family. Everybody gonna want to know what happened with this story as well as their own story. So once again, you guys, thank you for tuning in. This has been this episode of Conversations with Cookie B. Matt, I'm gonna need an update. Will, once again, Will gonna come in and give us an update too on the couples that he talked to. So you guys have a great weekend, and I will talk to you guys on Tuesday. Say bye. Bye. Talk to the camera right there. Say bye. I love you guys. See you on Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for tuning in.